Shalom again. This is Rabbi Stuart Dowerman at Interfaithfulness, where we're building bridges, where history builds walls. We've been looking at a question here. What are Yeshua's people supposed to be doing? Right now, with COVID-19, we're sequestered, we're quarantined, we're practicing social distancing. But when all of this is over, what are we going to do? Are we going to go back to business as usual, doing God's work the way we've always done it? That's not bad, but it's not good enough, because we should always be improving our act. We should be going from strength to strength. So what does it mean to do God's work better than we've done it before? That's a question we should be asking, and a question we need to answer. So we're going to be looking at my answer to that question. We looked at the first two parts of that answer last time. Now we're going to look at the second two parts of that answer, right down here. We're supposed to be maturing in the family likeness. Maturing in the family likeness. What does that mean? It means that we should be loving the Lord our God with all our heart, souls, and minds. We should be loving our neighbors as ourselves, and we should be loving each other as the Messiah loves us. Now, we say maturing in the family likeness. Likeness to who? Likeness to God. We're made in the likeness and the image of God, but that image has been marred. And so much of what life is about is restoring the image of God in the behavior of human beings. One more question. Who is it that most perfectly embodies that image? Well, we know that. That's Yeshua, the Messiah. And that's why Paul, speaking to the Ephesians in chapter 4, can talk about the fact that we're growing into the measure that pertains to the fullness of Messiah. So one of the aspects of our job description is to form contexts where we're going to mature in the family likeness. Let's look at one more. Demonstrating the obedience of faith for the sake of his name. That's a phrase that Paul uses once at the beginning and once at the end of Romans. He says that the Messiah has conscripted him to bring about the obedience of faith for the sake of his name among all the Gentiles. Now, what about the Jews? Well, we read in Acts that a great number of the priests in Jerusalem, Jewish priests of course, became obedient to the faith. But the issue is, does Jewish obedience and Gentile obedience, is it supposed to look alike? Are they supposed to look identical? No, because God is not just the God of one nation, he's the God of all the nations. And the flavor of our obedience to God will be different from one context to another. Are there common denominators? Sure. Can the non-Jewish world learn from the Jewish world? Absolutely. But does everybody act exactly the same? No, because that would imply that God is the God of only one nation, and that's not true. So, there you see part 3 and 4 of my 6-part answer to our question, what are Yeshua's people supposed to be doing? We're supposed to be maturing in the family likeness and bringing about the obedience of faith for the sake of God's name in our own context, whether we're Jews or Gentiles, and in the world at large. We'll see more about this next time here at Interfaithfulness, where we're building bridges, where history builds walls. Take care. See you soon.